Hello, Kidney Warriors. James here from Dadvice TV, your online kidney health coach. And this is another episode of Dadvice TV Live. And I'd like to welcome all the new people watching. It seems like every single live broadcast, we're getting more and more first-timers. Now, don't forget to subscribe to the Dadvice TV YouTube channel, and it'd be great to follow the Dadvice TV Facebook group. Now, it's currently the beginning of January 2021, and this is a time when a lot of us like to kind of do a fresh start and set new goals and our New Year's resolutions. And one that's very popular, and I'm one of the people who said it also, is to focus more on our kidney health and protecting our kidneys and doing what we can to improve our quality of life while we happen to have chronic kidney disease. Now, to talk about that with us, you guys know him, Dr. Qasim Butt. Hey, doctor, how you doing?
How's it going, guys? How's it going?
Hey, going fantastic. Now, for those that are new, let them know about you and about your YouTube channel, Your Kidneys, Your Health.
I'm Dr. Qasim Butt. I'm a nephrologist in San Antonio, Texas. But I also am I'm active on social media. I love patient outreach. I love educating patients. So I make quick 2 to 5 minute videos about kidney health, but also overall health. I usually release them every Fridays on my Your Kidneys, Your Health, which is my YouTube channel. But I also release them on Wednesdays on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. So you can all follow me there. I try to make it fun, interactive, and I always try to engage my any comments you guys have. So please follow me if you can.
Oh, yeah. And for anyone out there, if you have not seen Dr. Butt's videos, they are awesome. Not only are they to the point and short and very helpful, but he injects a little bit of his own style and some humor into them, which makes it even easier to watch. Because we've all sat through either HR video or we've seen the video that some hospitals put out on YouTube. And oh, yeah, they need a little bit more energy in those. So it's
mine's the anti-HR video. Mine's the anti-HR video. Mine's the type that will get you trouble with HR. Yeah.
Anti-HR. You're not going to be falling asleep. You're going to be enjoying it while learning. So today we got a great topic, one that everyone always, when they're first diagnosed, wants to know about. How can I protect my kidneys? How can I improve my health or stop it? How can I stop doing bad things that are going to hurt my kidneys? And with it being the beginning of the year, it's a great time to make sure that everyone out there who has kidney issues is doing these things. So what do you got for us, doctor?
Well, January of every year is a great time to, put in promises that you're never going to keep. So why don't we go over some of them, I guess, right?
I already did that one, the gym.
Yeah. Did you buy your gym membership? You at least are putting down the $29.99 a month on your credit card, right? Because you can actually get healthy.
2 gym memberships. One that's walking distance, which we haven't gone to in probably over a year. And then one that's really far away, which my kids happen to be at right now, swimming. But I have never gone in there and used any equipment. But I did buy a treadmill about 2 weeks ago, and it's sitting in the living room.
Well,
put together.
That's fun. That's fun. Okay, let's talk about other things we won't do. Okay, so all right. So I would start off with, let's just say, let's talk about yourselves, right? So everyone's in a different category. Everyone's in a different category of health, right? So let's just start off with the regular healthy people, the 30, 40, 50-year-olds, haven't been diagnosed with anything, just hanging out, want to know, how can I protect my kidneys and keep them going? Let's start off with those people. So if we're going to start off with those people, then, one of the first things I would tell you, drink water. Okay, drinking water. Drinking water is always a good thing. The biggest cause of kidney failure or acute kidney failure or acute kidney injury is dehydration, right? So hydrating yourself is always a good thing. Again, this is for the healthy individual. This is not someone who has swelling issues or CKD, kidney disease, or heart disease. This is for the healthy person, right? So I would always advise you drinking water. Water isn't everything. So juices have it, Cokes have it, but ideally you want it from the original source, the water. You don't want all those sugar additives. You don't want all that preservatives. Yeah, you got, what is that right there, sir? Is that
water with lemon?
Water with lemon. That's some dark water, sir. You need to get
it's a dark container, and there is.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
This one I over lemoned, and woo, it keeps me awake.
Oh, is that right? I was about to say maybe the water in Ohio is different than the rest of the country. I wasn't sure. So
some of it is. I have some relatives. Their water is dark naturally. It's got a bit of a taste to it and a smell. Yeah. Not good. I don't like that.
Well, it's not well water, right? It's not well
That's
water.
What it is.
But anyway.
This one's not, though.
So, again, I would advise y'all drink plenty of water. How much water? Now, they typically recommend, 8-ounce glasses a day. But that's kind of a misnomer, right? Because, we all are different, right? A 5'2" female is going to require a different amount of water than a 6'2" male. Right? Like that's just natural, right? More bigger you are, the more water you're gonna need to drink. So I would say hydrate yourself. 8-ounce glasses of water a day is fine. But also, the way you best look at it is to actually look at your urine. If you're a healthy person, if your urine is light or clear or light yellow, that means you're well hydrated. If it's dark or dark yellow, that means you're kind of on the dehydrated side. So drink more water. So that's one of the things I would definitely do if I was just a healthy person wanting to protect my kidneys. That's the first thing I'd probably do.
Yeah, and I always, the looking at your urine, it's kind of weird to talk about it, though we do all the time on here. I use that as an indicator. Am I drinking a lot or not? And if it's ever bright or strong colored, I look back. Did I eat any asparagus, anything high in vitamin B? Those ones that kind of flush out when you pee. And if I didn't, then I know, I need to be drinking some more.
Yeah, and that's always a good, easy marker. Now again, that was for the healthy person. Now, if you have kidney disease, you have heart disease, you have liver disease, or anything that causes you to retain water, get swelling, you should not overdo the water. Right, guys? So I want you to understand something. The advice about drinking a lot of water is for the healthy individual or for that individual that has some diseases, like I mentioned, but doesn't have issues with swelling or retaining water. Like James here, right? You have issues with CKD. Your kidney, your GFR is what, 33 or 34, right?
Last time I tested, which believe it or not now, has been 1 year. I think this week. It's way overdue.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I know my doctor keeps saying, come on in. I'm like, no. Your hospital's full of COVID. I don't leave my yard. I'm staying here.
Yeah, so about 33 or 34. So, and you don't have any issues with swelling. So drinking plenty of water is recommended in some. Yeah.
When I first was diagnosed, I did have a water restriction. And I didn't understand it, but oh my goodness, my knees straight down to my feet was just a straight line. There was no ankles, and my shoes wouldn't fit. Yeah, I couldn't even get my shoes on to leave the hospital. I had to put slippers on to walk out to the car. Wow. Yeah, but I'm glad that's all over with. Thank goodness.
Absolutely. And so, again, that's the difference. When at a better kidney function, you can drink more water, right? So again, I want you guys to take that advice with a grain of salt. If you have issues with swelling or shortness of breath, please do not drink too much water. Talk to your doctor about that for sure. No, not with salt. Salt you shouldn't overdo it all. Yeah. So definitely, I would start with that. I would definitely start with the water restriction, right? Oh, the water restriction, the water, drinking more water if you're a healthy person, and consider it if your doctor's okay with you drinking water. You don't have issues with water retention for sure. That'll definitely help you out.
Yeah, and then if you do get swelling, like Deb asked here, when you drink water, how do you find out how much water you should drink?
That's an interesting question. So what I would do is just start cutting back. Okay. So now it depends on what's swelling. Now, if you have swelling like James just described, water restriction is not going to be enough. You're going to need what we call diuretics, which are medications that make you pee more, get the fluid off. Okay, so if you're someone that's not on diuretics, these are medications like furosemide, bumetanide, metolazone, spironolactone, all those medications. If you don't require those kind of medications to make you pee more to get the fluid off, and you get some swelling, then maybe you should cut back on that fluid restriction, fluid intake. Okay, and start from there and see if that helps out. Also, you can elevate your legs too. I don't know, what was her name again? I totally forgot her name, but
that was Deb.
You can elevate your legs, Deb. So and see if that helps relieve some of the swelling. So yeah, if you're getting a lot of swelling, you may want to cut back on the water if you're drinking a lot of water.
So it's funny. I just pulled up my medication list for my blood pressure. That spironolactone. I was like, that sounds familiar. Yeah, I take that twice a day, 25 milligrams.
Oh, is that right?
Once in the morning and once in the evening. It doesn't seem to bother me.
It doesn't seem to bother you.
I have one Klondyne. Oh, I hate that one. I want to get off it so bad.
See, if you haven't seen your doctor in about a year, you may have.
Now I've talked to him. We've done virtual, lots of virtuals. Where I have
that's what you're talking about. I get it.
Yeah, okay. I have my blood pressure. I got my thermometer to check my temperature. I even got my oxygen thing here for doing my oxygen.
Wow,
so we do the virtuals, but I have not gotten labs. And I was actually telling him last time, I want to, in 3 months, come in and see about changing my medication, because the Klondyne one just knocks me out. It is, it's like a sleeping pill, and I have to take it during the day and in the evening.
Yeah, and the other thing you guys should know is that diuretics sometimes are used for high blood pressure too. So there are furosemide, bumetanide, and sometimes hydrochlorothiazide. Those are diuretics, but they also can be used as blood pressure medications as well too. So
yep. All right, so what's number 2? Stay hydrated is number 1, which is very important.
Okay. The other thing I would say is avoid overusing NSAIDs, non-steroid anti-inflammatory drugs. I believe, James, you did this. So
exactly. And I didn't realize I was overusing it, and I stayed under the daily maximum, and I used the children's dose because they're just like 100 milligrams a tablet, and I was taking those like 10 to 12 of them a day. Which is still a lot, but I took them for almost a year and a week every single day. And that long term, first I was taking a higher dose, though I was within the limits of the label, but I took it for so long. Both of those were problems, and that just was not good for me.
Just James, so we can go over what NSAIDs are, right? Non-steroidal inflammatory drugs. Those are ibuprofen, Aleve, Advil, naproxen, all the pain medications that are over the counter, except for Tylenol. Tylenol is not an NSAID. That's for pain and fever, but it's not an NSAID. Those other medications I just mentioned that are over the counter pain relievers typically are NSAIDs. And what happens is, it's not about just taking once or twice, right? It's about dose. Everything is dose dependent, right? Just like if you ate one hamburger once a month, you're okay, but you eat a hamburger every day, it ain't gonna be very good for you, right? Same thing with ibuprofen, Aleve, Advil, right? If you take it once in a while for that headache or a few days for that back pain, no biggie. But if you're taking it high doses multiple times a day for long durations of times, weeks, months, years, you can see your kidney function decline. And that's what happened to you, James, too. I mean, you were on it, and then when you got off of it and you made some behavioral modification too, your kidney function all of a sudden got better. And so you got relieved of it. So, it's interesting. And I'm not a diehard against NSAIDs, meaning occasionally when I have a headache, I take it. I really do. But if you are someone with kidney disease in the first place, you probably shouldn't ever take them. Okay, so if you have kidney disease, you've been diagnosed with kidney disease, you shouldn't take them. If you're someone who doesn't have kidney disease, just take them sparingly. Take them as needed. You see what I'm saying? It becomes an issue when people have chronic pain, chronic back pain. I've seen those old people, right? Like they have those really bad back pain for a long period of time, and NSAIDs, all that works. And so
that's what mine was. It was back pain from a car accident. A driver ran an intersection and T-boned my car. And still to this day, I end up with back issues. And the accident happened on November 12th. November 16th, a year later, is when I went to the ER for my kidney failure.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, someone just mentioned. James, someone just mentioned their EGFR was 47 and they were taking ibuprofen and they said they're going to stop now. So that's a pretty good thing, hopefully. That's awesome. I'm so glad that we saved one person.
Look, we already made an impact. Awesome.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah, within 10 minutes. Yeah, awesome.
For me, if I have a back, like today I had a headache earlier, I made sure, I kind of looked back, am I hydrated? And I realized, okay, I've been working so much. This week and next week are very busy for my job. And I'm sitting here and I realized I haven't drank as much as I normally do. So I started drinking. I can't catch up all at once. I started drinking and I took a half of a Tylenol is all I took. And headache went away. I felt great. I'll use Tylenol from time to time, but I always try not to. And I try to think of why do I have this headache? And it's not very often anymore.
Well, that's interesting.
And not drinking seems to be one of them that caused me to get a headache.
People are so, a lot of Americans, as Americans, we're very much dehydrated. We stay in dehydrated states a lot of times, and you can get a headache from that. And I've gotten headaches because I've gotten a little dehydrated. But, also, what I've realized too, and this goes to the thing we've talked about before, obesity. Oftentimes our cues for hunger are actually cues because of thirst. You see what I'm saying? And so because we're not hydrated. So if you start drinking more, you actually get a more sensation of fullness. Do you see what I'm saying? Yep. So if you guys drink more water, you may offset any need for, more food, and may help you lose weight as well too. So again, I'm a big fan of drinking water. People are asking, can I drink sodas and juices and stuff? Not a big fan of juices, guys. Juices have a lot of sugar, tons of sugar, guys. Now, if you get some freshly squeezed juice every once in a while, I'm not gonna be a Nazi on you, like a like a sugar Nazi.
Well, and freshly squeezed juice is rare, and it tastes different than like orange juice that's made from those packets.
But it's also sugar too. You got to remember, it's also sugar because you've taken all the pulp and all the fiber out of the juice, right? So, I'm not saying don't drink it. I'll drink it like for that brunch on Sunday. You see what I'm saying? But drinking juice every day, thinking you're doing yourself good is not really doing yourself good. So, I think drinking more water is more helpful by far.
And Ray over in the UK asked, is aspirin safe to take?
Ooh, good one. I actually did a video on this.
That's a good one. As a matter of fact, that is one of the pills I take, 81 milligrams, low dose, every day.
So there you go. That's what I was going to say. So I did a video on this called Over-the-Counter Medications Can Cause Kidney Disease. Can't over-the-counter medications cause kidney disease, and specifically about NSAIDs. And I made the exception even for CKD patients. Aspirin 81 milligrams is okay. It's a low dose baby aspirin. It has NSAID effects, but not as much. The 325 is a little bit much, and can hurt the kidneys. And I wouldn't take it multiple times a day for headache. You see what I'm saying? Because it can hurt. 81
I just take 81. That's it.
And that's protective of your heart, because people with kidney disease, guess what, guys? You guys don't die of kidney disease. You die of heart disease. So you want to protect the heart. So you give the aspirin 81 milligrams to kind of thin out the blood and make sure you don't have a heart attack, right? So that's the logic there. So 81 milligrams is an excellent question. 81 milligrams, the enteric coated aspirin is completely safe. So
And Sci-Fi Toys, you were asking me, what's my blood pressure like? The top number, 1 teens to like maybe 122 during the day. My low number stays in the mid 80s with my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different medications I take. One of them I take 3 pills. Another one I take 2 pills. So it's like a meal.
Yeah. So another question I have, and that's what this is something in American medicine that I think is very frustrating to me as a doctor. Like the pill burden we put on patients is ridiculous. Like you're on 6 pills, right? But I have patients that 10 to 15.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9. So like 10 to 15, and like you're a very diligent patient, so you're probably going to take them. But honestly, most people aren't that diligent. And so if you're telling someone to take 1 pill a day, or another one twice a day, another one 3 times a day, another one once a week, can you imagine managing that? And especially if you're, say, not as educated.
That reminds me, I do have a Friday pill too that's not on my list.
Is it ergocalciferol by any chance?
No, it's my vitamin D.
Vitamin D, ergocalciferol. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Take it with a big meal, by the way. Guys, if you guys are on any vitamin D supplements or any vitamin supplements, make sure you take them with meals. They kind of absorb better. Especially like a vitamin D. it's fat soluble. So when you take in a big meal, it actually secretes bile, which actually helps you absorb the vitamin D. So hopefully that helps you guys out too. Yeah. So it actually absorbs a lot fat more.
I don't take it with the meal at all. I just pop it in the morning when I'm taking these blood pressure pills.
It actually absorbs a lot better. So take it with a big meal. So I actually have been taking vitamin D. This is another thing we could talk about, vitamin D deficiency, if you want to talk about it. Now, it's actually related to kidney disease too, because people with kidney disease do get vitamin D deficient. Vitamin D deficiency doesn't cause kidney disease, but kidney disease does cause vitamin D deficiency. Yep. And to be honest with you, vitamin D deficiency is quite common amongst Americans as a whole. And if you have darker skin, if you got a Q10 like I do, like you're going to absorb less vitamin D. So a lot of us, like darker skin people, may have lower vitamin D levels and have to take vitamin D. Now, if you do have to take vitamin D, you can take the type that, oh my God, James is on once a week. But if you can always take an over-the-counter one too, but make sure you take it with food. It absorbs better. Okay.
Awesome.
I was going to say also. Oh,
yep.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I was going to give some with the meal.
And also, with the environment going on right now, guys, with COVID and everything, people are correlating vitamin D deficiency with poor outcomes with COVID. That could be just a coincidence as well too, because as I said, vitamin D deficiency is quite common. I have been taking a vitamin D daily. I have been taking a multivitamin as well too. There's some evidence with zinc and vitamin D, so you guys may want to consider that as well too.
Yeah, and there's a renal multivitamin that I take, Pro Renal Plus D, which has vitamin D, and I think it's 1,000 or 2,000 international units. It's just a little bit, but since vitamin D is one of those challenges for those of us with kidney disease, it's great knowing that I'm getting a little bit there, and then my extra at the end of the week. And my doctor tries to get my vitamin D level. Their target for me is 80. Even though I know most people are like around 50 or something, but that's where they try to keep me. I never hit 80. I'm usually in the high 60s.
Oh, he tries to get
70s.
you to 80. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. The target's between 30 and 50. Yeah, but
some study
probably
somewhere,
higher.
and he wants me at 80. Yeah. So we try to get there. I don't make it, but hey, I'm doing great, which is fantastic.
We could talk about vitamin D forever because it's a very interesting vitamin, and also it has so many effects on the body. So, but anyway, that's just a side thing. But yeah, getting good vitamin D levels is kind of crucial to your health in general.
Yep. And Diane has a great question here. Vitamin D and K. A lot of times I see it, vitamin D with K2. I never take it with K, though, with kidney disease.
So K is one of the ones that is fat soluble as well. DEKA are fat soluble vitamins, and those again absorb better with meals. So if you are taking a multivitamin that has those vitamins in, which they will, it probably will absorb better. So again, take it with food; it'll absorb better for you.
Yep, awesome. And here's another great question. Whenever I see a question like this, I always pop it up. People with stage 5, should they be getting the COVID-19 vaccination when it's available for them?
So I'm actually going to see, there's going to be a webinar tomorrow by the American Society of Nephrology talking about kidney disease in particular and dialysis patients. Yeah. So from what I understand, we are giving it out to CKD and ESRD patients for sure, right? We are giving it out. Now, as far as the studies, I did read the Pfizer study. They haven't come out with specific guidelines for those, and tomorrow's lecture that they're going to do hopefully will be addressing that. But yes, we are giving them out for CKD and ESRD. And the reason why, you guys got to remember, those of you with CKD and ESRD, you guys are in a constant inflammatory state. You got to remember your kidneys do a lot of work for you, and when your kidneys are not working, particularly if you're late stage, you are in a constant inflammatory state. So if you get COVID, your outcome will be worse than a normal person. You see what I'm saying, with normal kidneys. So that's why they're wanting to vaccinate you guys, especially. And you know, we could talk about this, but I wonder, like, we should have prioritized not even healthcare workers, but certain populations, like elderly people, nursing homes first, because those are the biggest causes of death. And even patients like yourselves out there that are predisposed, not arguing with it. It's just we're kind of figuring it out as we go, so, yeah. But yeah, I would think people like yourselves that have chronic diseases are definitely more at risk with COVID.
Yeah, and tomorrow the AAKP, American Association of Kidney Patients, at 7:00 p.m. Eastern has a webinar online, no cost, talking about COVID vaccination for those with kidney disease.
Awesome. Maybe they coordinated with the American Society of Nephrology. So
yeah, maybe.
I don't know, maybe they piggybacked off each other or something.
Maybe that one's first and then this one's second to share the information from that.
I just like to, when I give some certainty, I like to have evidence. And so I just wanted to make sure when I wish we could have talked about that more in detail once I saw that webinar, and I can tell you specifically what they recommended, So, yeah.
Well, I'm sure the question will come up plenty of times in the future. Remember, like, over the last month, it's probably come up during every session someone has asked about the vaccines. And I am eager
and there's 3 of them.
To get mine as soon as I can. I'm getting mine. My wife will be getting hers as soon as she can. And then whenever it's available for children, we're going to get our kids vaccinated.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you guys are interested in those vaccines, I actually did videos about them. The mRNA vaccines that by Pfizer and Moderna, I did videos on those, and I just dropped a video today, and it's going to be on YouTube on Friday. But AstraZeneca vaccine that's in England. Each one of these is a little different. They act a little different. And so it's interesting to know what you're getting into, right? These are new. A lot of these are new technologies, and so it should be interesting just to know what you're getting into. The studies are still going on with the AstraZeneca one, but the Pfizer and Moderna are available in the United States, although the AstraZeneca one's available in England and other parts of the world as well too. So
yeah, I think last week it just got approved in Europe or in the UK.
Yeah, well, it got approved in the UK. Yeah, I think like last week. But it got delayed in the United States because of some issues. And someone just asked a question about having allergies in COVID.
Yes.
The vaccine. Yes. From what I understand, is they're actually recommending those that have allergies to certain things avoid the vaccine to some degree. But again, what I want you guys to do is talk to your own doctor. Talk to your own doctor. Okay. Don't just listen to the guys on YouTube like us. You got to talk to your individual doctor and say, hey, doctor, I have CKD, I have this and this and this. I have this allergy. Should I take this? So again, don't just listen to us. This is for information
We
purposes
help
only.
you develop the questions to ask your doctor. That's the way I look at it.
There you go.
We tell you what to ask them and what to be concerned about, or at least help you think about what to be concerned about, so that you guys will ask your doctors lots of questions. And what I like to do, and my doctors like this. They didn't like it at first. I write all my questions down, kind of organize them, and I email them about 3 days before my appointment. That's after I got my labs. So that way they know, hey, here's what I want to talk about. And it's not very many questions, maybe 6 or 7 questions. And we go through those questions, and I write down, which helps me remember their responses, their answers. And that's like an education for me. It lets me get the most out of the appointment, and I don't feel that I missed anything. And they may say, oh, these don't matter. Let me talk about this. And they'll tell me something that's important for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm always about patient interaction and patients being engaged. So don't ever think you're overdoing it. You got to remember, you're paying for that doctor visit either by the copay or your insurance or your Medicare or Medicaid, right? So please always feel free to ask those questions. Come at it. And I always find that it's more engaging when the patient has a list of 5 questions, or the spouse. Let's just say you don't care, but your wife does. Like, I see that all the time, right? And just bring in those questions. And then, and I even give out my emails to my patients, that way they can ask questions later, or, let me know about any problems that happen in between, if they need to come in earlier and things like that. So find the doctor that works with you. If you don't care, it doesn't matter. But if you do really care, show that you care, and it'll make the interaction a lot better.
Yeah, and I think they get, at least with my doctors, they get really excited because they know I'm listening. And if they tell me, look, James, you got to lose 20 pounds, I'm going to take it serious instead of be like, oh, yeah, whatever, and ignore them. I'm writing it down. Here's the things I need to do by the next visit. And there wouldn't be 20 pounds by the next. Well, I guess it could be. Yeah, if it's a few months away, they may say, okay. But usually my doctor is like, okay, here's what I want you to do. You're going to come back in 2 weeks. I want you down 3 pounds. I want you down this. I want this. And we talk to each other, and he knows I'm listening and I'm going to follow his advice. And I think that really helps the relationship that we have, the doctor-patient relationship, so we can trust each other and have better, more productive conversations.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm all about. Like, I mean, you got to remember, we're human beings too. So when you want to interact with us, it actually makes our day, you know? And don't be obnoxious, but and honestly, no question is a stupid question. I love stupid questions because I can answer stupid questions. It's the intelligent ones that I suck at, you know? So like, you know, so you got stupid questions. It makes me feel good that I can answer them. So please bring those stupid questions. But anyway, we want to go back to protecting your kidneys, right?
Yeah. What's the next? I can't remember what number 2 was. We just covered a lot of good stuff.
We're number 2, and we did the water, we did avoid the NSAIDs, and then we did a little vitamin D, a little COVID vaccine, a little talking to the doctor stuff. That was a side note. That was some extra credit for you guys out there, right? That wasn't really in there. So now number 3. Number 3, this is gonna sound weird, and I actually did a video on this, and it may sound weird, but I'm a big fan of exercise. Big fan of exercise.
Oh yeah.
And now it does not improve the kidneys directly, but what exercise does, it actually improves cardiovascular health. It improves increasing muscle tissue, right? Increasing muscle mass. And by doing that, what it does also, and it helps you lose weight. So those 3 things, right? Improves cardiovascular health, and it increases muscle mass, and helps you lose weight. By doing those 3 things, what you do is you increase insulin sensitivity, meaning you're less prone to be diabetic or have less issues with diabetes. You're also going to decrease peripheral vascular resistance. What that means is your vessels in your body will relax a little bit, right, instead of being tensed up, and cause your blood pressure to decrease. And the reason why I say that, now it sounds weird. You can't do one exercise that improves your kidney, but by improving insulin sensitivity and decreasing vascular resistance, you're improving blood pressure and improving diabetes. Those are the 2 biggest causes of kidney disease, guys. Those are the 2 biggest causes of kidney disease, is diabetes and high blood pressure. That's why most of y'all are on dialysis. That's why most of y'all have CKD, okay? So I'm not saying one exercise does it, but it's indirectly can improve your kidney function, or not improve your kidney function, improve your kidneys, protect your kidneys over time, because you're less predisposed to the 2 biggest causes, diabetes and high blood pressure. You see what I'm saying?
Yep. And we got to remember, as kidney patients, it's not our kidneys that we're going to die from. It's most likely going to be heart issues, and exercising, losing weight, being healthier are all good for our heart, you know, with that, you know, diabetes, improving that, improving blood flow. And even in addition to the blood pressure, I find exercise is great for the emotional challenges we have, and the stress and depression and all that. It's a great way to just work things out, and feel good.
Absolutely. And so, you know what's weird here now? Like we're always talking about mental health. Everyone's talking about mental health, depression, anxiety, all these kind of things, right? I find it weird that we're disconnecting physical health from mental health. Like it's in the same body, right? It's literally in the same body. So when a human being is carrying an extra 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 pounds on them, what is that doing to their hormonal balance, right? What is it doing to their body habits, their fat content? But also, what is that doing to their self-esteem? Right? What is that doing to their self-esteem when they can't walk up a flight of stairs? What is it doing to, how they feel about themselves, how their posture is, how they, feel attractive? So there's a lot of things in there as far as looking good and getting fit that we're negating here when we're talking about mental health. Not to mention now so much of us staying home and having sedentary lifestyles, and it's also killing us. So it's interesting. And even during these times, guys, during COVID, I still tell my patients, hey, are you getting when I have the telehealth visits like this, I'm telling them, are you getting out of the house? Let's go walk around the block. Go walk around the block. I know it's cold in Ohio, but in Texas it's not bad. But go get out of the house a little bit. Walk around the block a little bit. Go again. When I say exercise is not CrossFit, y'all. It's not CrossFit. CrossFit is exercise, but it's like an extreme form. Most of us live such sedentary lifestyles that walking around the block a few times, maybe for a half an hour, can have such a huge impact on your overall health. Like really a huge impact. Can I share an interesting story? I have a girl that my MA. My medical assistant, she recently lost like 55 pounds, 60 pounds, something ridiculous.
Oh, congrats for her.
All she did was she decreased her caloric intake to about 1,400 calories a day. She did some intermittent fasting where she went and ate one meal a day. But the exercise she implemented, walking Walking. Not like crazy stuff. Not like crazy stuff. Just walking, guys. And she lost 50, 60 pounds. Now she was diligent and she, watched her diet. That's key. You got to remember with the exercise and losing weight, guys, exercise is like maybe 10-20% of the gain. The diet is 70-80% of the game. I'll be honest with you. It's 70. You cannot outrun a bad diet. You cannot exercise a bad diet. Maybe if you're Michael Phelps, okay? But
yeah, he can do it. His diet is rather bad. I've heard about how many calories he eats, but he burns them off.
Oh, he burns them. He's also like 6'5", extremely muscular, and swims like 20 miles a day, right? Yeah. So his caloric intake, is completely different than, say, myself or like someone else who's an average American height, an average American male, right? Yeah. So again, you're not going to hear a kidney doctor say exercise is beneficial to your kidneys, but guess what? Indirectly, it totally is. If it decreases diabetes and high blood pressure, it's beneficial. And so that's one thing I would definitely go there. And Abby here says walking is free.
Exactly.
It is free. It is free. Go to the mall. So I actually did this presentation one time in a mall.
Now, I used to go to the mall, but now I'm afraid to go to them. So
it's a bad example.
I am using
you have an outdoor
treadmill.
Mall. Yeah. So I used to do this mall, and they had a older like walking club there. You know what I'm saying? A mall walkers club. And so and they used to walk around. And after their walk, they came to my presentation about kidney disease, which was really interesting. So, but there's all these different things out there. And with exercise too, some people need a partner too.
Oh, it's great to have a partner, because then if you don't feel like doing it, they can encourage you. For a while, I had a coworker. Her and I would go and exercise. We did the step aerobics. Everyone thought we were a couple. Yeah. I was like, no. She makes me come, and I make her come to the exercise. If she doesn't feel like it, I'm like, come on, you got to do it. Same thing for me. So we encourage each other and keep each other on track, so that neither of us start. It's easy to skip one, and once you skip one, it's easy to skip two. Then you're skipping a week. It's like a gym membership. Then all of a sudden you're like, what is this charge?
And just so you know, guys, like about 10 years ago, I started actually working out in the morning, and that's probably the best change I've ever made in my life. And I just implement that. Like, I know you said you have a partner. I actually like the alone time. I actually like being by myself. I actually made a home gym up there a few years ago. I used to go to the gym, but after having kids, it's kind of hard. So, it could be anything, and, implementing it consistently. Again, don't look at it as a chore. If 30 minutes is too much for you, do 15, dude. Do 15. I don't care. Do something, and you'll see that. So, my
treadmill, I take my iPad and I go on. Right now, I'm watching The Crown on Netflix, and I just put on a new episode and I start walking. That's 40 minutes, about. And I put it on 4 miles an hour, which is a brisk walk or a pretty fast one. And I just go, and I don't even notice it because I'm so into the show. The time just flies by.
Yeah. Again, it's just about consistency, guys. Again, it's not about what you do. And there are exercises that get you healthier. There are exercises that can build more muscle mass. There are, okay? But if I know how the average American life is, okay? And most of us live very sedentary lifestyles. So if you just implemented some change, I don't care, dude, 15 minutes. If 30 minutes is too much, do 15. Just do something consistently and every day. And if you can implement that, that's why I'm against, like, not against CrossFit or against like certain diets like keto or whatever, Atkins or whatever these are. It's just because they're so strict, and they so you have to be so rigorous doing them that people give up on them so quickly. And so if you can do something more subtler and maintain it over 10, 20 years, that's more beneficial to you. So.
Yeah, and Natalie mentioned my other favorite, Richard Simmons, sweating to the oldies.
Is he still around? Is he still alive by any chance?
He's alive, but he doesn't come out anymore. But I stream it. I got my Apple TV. I bought all of them, and I just stream it. And I only get about 25 minutes into it, and then I'm done. I'm sweating. I've gotten, enough of the exercise. I know all the songs, all the words, all the moves, I have a great time doing it.
And you know what's cool, guys? Another thing. Okay, so we're talking about like machines and stuff, or even walking outside. Dude, YouTube's not only great for channels like this and mine, but there's tons of free exercises on there that are, they're specific to your class, right? So meaning if you're a 50-year-old female, 20-year-old female, 40-year-old male, 10-year-old, they have exercise routines that you can adopt. So I remember one time I found one for my wife, and it was just literally weights 2 to 5 pounds and just doing various exercises, and it was just females, and for females in their 30s or 40s, right? And again, you don't have to do it. You don't have to pay that fitness trainer or go to the Gold's Gym and pay $100 a month. You don't have to do that. So.
And if anyone's ever looking to, kind of laugh and exercise, there's a guy on a YouTube channel called Fitness Marshall, I believe is his name. And it's dancing. You just dance. It's him and 2 other people. And they're like dancing in public places and recording it. And it is hilarious because this guy, I don't know, he's on something. He starts exercising and then he does things so fast. You're like, I can't keep up. My kids love it. They laugh at me hysterically when I try to keep up with the guy. But it's all popular, upbeat music, and it's free. It's on YouTube.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of options out there, guys. So, again, I would encourage exercise. If you care about your kidneys, I think exercise is crucial. And there's actually been studies about exercise for ESRD, end stage patients too. And exercising for them and see how they do as well too. Now, I don't want to recommend if you're on dialysis you exercise, meaning it's individualized, right? If you have severe heart conditions, I don't want to tell you to exercise. But you know what? I've had numerous patients ask me, "Hey, I'm on dialysis. Can I work out?" I always encourage them to, as long as I know they're healthy. So if you don't think dialysis is the end of your life out there, guys, if you can implement.
The doc froze. While we're waiting for him to unfreeze, Alan posted, "Stop smoking." That is definitely a great tip for protecting your kidneys. And let me pop myself back on here. Hold on one second. That way you don't have to look at the frozen picture of the doc. We'll see if he reconnects here. He just disconnected and hopefully he comes back in. Definitely great tips. Stop smoking, avoiding all those NSAIDs, the non-steroid anti-inflammatories like ibuprofen. That's what I use, and it did a number on me. I think, and I don't have a list of all the tips he's going to talk about, but I believe he's also going to talk about keeping your blood pressure under control. If your doctor is assigning medication, work with your doctor, take the medication as prescribed. If you feel that it's not working, and I take my blood pressure at home several times throughout the week, usually in the morning and in the late afternoon I take it and it's all recorded automatically. If you feel like it's not working or you're taking too much medication, because too low of a blood pressure is also not very helpful for your kidneys and it could accelerate damage. Talk to your doctor about it and show them your results. Say, hey, I think maybe I need to take different medication, more of it or less of it, like I'm going to be doing in 3 months with my doctor. I just don't like how my medication makes me feel. One of the pills that I take a little bit in the morning and a little bit in the afternoon just kill my energy level, just zaps it out. All right. So I'm trying to figure out, am I still streaming? Fine. Oh, wait, here comes the doc. Let's bring him back in. Hold on. Let's get him back connected. And there you are. We got disconnected for a little bit.
Why'd you kick me off, James? Why'd you kick me off?
I wanted to be the center of attention for a little bit.
Oh, got it. Jealousy. I got it.
So I mentioned don't smoke. I tried to guess what you're going to talk about. Stop smoking.
Don't smoke. Oh, that's a good one too. I wasn't thinking about smoking, but indirectly, absolutely. I would definitely.
Yeah, Alan mentioned it.
Smoke.
Boom.
Oh, please stop smoking. Yeah. I don't know if anybody in there smokes still. Do they still smoke? I would find it weird when people smoke.
I would love to say that people don't, but my dad does. He's got lung problems.
Oh, no.
He knows I've got kidney issues. We all know how
pool
bad
exercises.
Smoking is.
Oh, Barbara just mentioned pool exercises.
Yes.
Excellent choice. Those of you that have back issues, joint issues, older, don't want to take stress, the YMCA and all these places have these pool exercises for older people, but people in general, where you just go in a pool and you push against water, and you would do exactly low impact, the whole nine. Excellent recommendation there. Smoking sucks, guys. Smoking sucks. It's weird when I do see it. It causes you to have an inflammatory state in your body. Causes damage to all your vascular system, all the inside plumbing of your body, and so it damages all the organs connected to that plumbing, including your kidneys. So it causes what we call vascular heart disease. Smoking is just bad, and then that's like just like I said, how exercise can help your kidneys. Stopping smoking will help your kidneys too, indirectly, not directly. Okay, you don't get smoke. You get charcoal in your kidneys, but the overall, yes, obviously that will help as well too. What else out there? Let me see.
Now, one question that has popped up quite often, and usually it comes up a lot when I'm on here with the renal dietitian, but we kind of skip over the question. But maybe you have an opinion on this. CBD. A lot of people use it for pain and anti-inflammatory. What are your thoughts on CBD?
I am by no means a CBD expert. The CBD oil thing, I'm not.
Oh, my dad says he quit smoking 2 years ago. Oh, awesome, Dad. I didn't know that. That's great.
So the last time James talked to his dad was 2 years ago, guys. That's what happens. It's just a YouTube phenomenon at this point. Too busy for dad, right?
Yeah. So what are we going to say about CBD oil? Because I know there's a lot of people out there that want to hear what you have.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know much about it, right? So as far as it beneficial to the kidneys, the problem I have with CBD oil and CBD as a whole, it becomes the new panacea, the new cure-all, right? It's like apple cider vinegar or like essential oils or something like that. Not that those things don't have beneficial kind of things. Don't get me wrong. But when I start hearing stories that CBD oil cured my cancer or CBD oil did this, and it gets kind of overwhelming and kind of like, okay, dude, I'm having a hard time believing all this. Now, I've heard some issues like it does help with pain and certain things like that. Absolutely. I'm not an expert on it, but anytime you start hearing things about the next panacea means cure-all for everything, my antennas open up and go, okay, this is kind of weird. Okay, same thing happened with apple cider vinegar. Some essential oils, people were talking about everything being going. Again, some people get benefit from essential oils. It's the psychosomatic effect of it. Apple cider vinegar can be beneficial to you, but does it cure everything? I have my doubts about it. So CBD oil. Talk to your doctor about it. Although many of us were probably not going to be very educated about CBD oil, if they're honest, but there are CBD doctors out there, but I don't know how much they're like actual doctors or more like Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there are some doctors out there. I'll take that joke back. Okay. But there are some doctors out there with CBD oil, but you would definitely want to ask about that, but I don't know if it improves kidney function.
Yeah, and that's something that, for me, since there's so much unknown, it's definitely something I don't dabble in. And I never tried it even before it was legal, just because I was too cheap. I never smoked. I never drank.
The other problem. Well, there's a lot of over-the-counter supplements too, James. Over-the-counter supplements or supplements that claim they cure kidney disease or claim they cure this. And you got to remember, guys, like those bottles. I want you to pick up those bottles and look in the back of them, and they have an FDA warning on there or FDA label saying this drug has not been approved for diagnosis, treatment, or cure of any disease. Okay, so it clearly says it on the bottle. So those companies oftentimes are making claims out of their asses, and oftentimes sometimes you don't even know the purity of what they're giving you. So they'll say it's like whatever, 100% tiger tongue or whatever. I don't know. 100% this or 50%, this, and it's not. There's no standard to tell you that it's accurate. So I would stay with the more traditional companies in the first place, but also any cures for one thing. Also, what's interesting is I remember seeing this one company that was sending multivitamins. Okay, I don't have a problem with multivitamins. I'll take a multivitamin. And so if you want to take a multivitamin, I don't have a problem with it. But I remember seeing one company that was selling multivitamins, and it was like one multivitamin, just a general multivitamin. Then it was like the energy multivitamin, the liver multivitamin. And I just looked and remember my patient brought it in, and I looked at it and I was like, dude, they all literally have the same thing in them. And eat, including the multivitamin. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Maybe higher doses. But after a certain point, why do you need 2,000 or 5,000 or 6,000% of anything in a daily intake. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's what I would say is, key. Be smart. Be smart. Have a good BS detector out there. Okay. If it's claiming to save your life, claiming to save your kidneys, make sure you question it. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Ask your kidney doctor about it, research it, see how it goes. Okay. But I have a problem. And then, one thing is I'm in Texas, right? So I'm in Texas, and so I'm a border state, right? So people, they go over to Mexico for some of their care, and they go see that whatever doctor, and they'll find like this herb from their village or wherever that like cures kidneys. And I'm like, okay, okay, I don't know. And again, so there's a lot of things out there. But if you follow you implement these changes we just talked about, losing weight, exercising, eating right, I was about to say, avoiding NSAIDs, or drinking water, you'll be doing that work. You see what I'm saying? Like, you'll be doing that, Sugar Ray likes the BS detector, but yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So, so I would definitely.
And I'll tell you, you need that BS detector, especially right now on Facebook. When I'm scrolling through so many ads for a kidney coach, a kidney solution, a kidney cure, a kidney restore, and they're all just someone trying to charge you $99 for a PDF that could be dangerous. There's no doctor, and they don't care what stage you are or any health issues you have. They've got their little cure they're trying to sell you, saying it fixes it. Or one of them claimed it cured all forms of kidney disease within 3 days.
Which is hilarious, because there's so many. Kidney disease is not one disease; it's multiple different diseases, right? It's like curing cancer,
many
right? Like,
types,
Yeah. So, and the other thing, guys, like if you're taking these over-the-counter, supplements or whatever, the thing is, you got to remember the kidneys actually help clean your blood, right? So certain medications can't be given to you when you have kidney disease, and certain medications can be given to you, but they have to have their doses adjusted down. So let's take you're taking this supplement, right? Whatever that supplement is, that supplement has to be cleaned out from either your liver or your kidneys, one of the two. And I don't know which one it clears out, right? But if you have kidney disease, it may, and you're not filtering properly, you may start accumulating that supplement in your system over time. And I don't know what that thing is doing in you. You see what I'm saying? You're building up higher levels of it. So again, that's why I'm kind of apprehensive of a lot of those supplements. Again, follow the easy stuff we talked about. That's going to have such a huge impact. Believe me, it'll have such a huge impact. I'm a big believer in diet modification and changing your life. I really think a lot of people could have a huge improvement.
That's all I really did was diet and lifestyle. Now, I take some supplements, the supplements being vitamin D. There was a time where my doctor wanted me taking more fiber, and I couldn't really eat it easily. And he says, okay, well, I want you eating more vegetables and fruits, and here's a supplement. You're going to take this for a little bit. Ramp it up. Don't do it all day one, because it's not good to go from 0 to 100 with fiber. But I take the supplements that they recommend, and they're really just to fill gaps in my diet where I'm not getting enough in the food that I eat. And I kind of picture your diet, it's like a road. And when if you're deficient in something, you got a pothole. And I need to take a supplement to fill in that pothole, but not too much. Because if you have bumps, you're still not doing too good on that road.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that's a really good way of thinking of it, and that's why, I've taken a multivitamin now, but, COVID's been a bad year as far as my diet, because it's just like, it just messes you up. But what I've realized is the average American eats probably crap, and what I mean by crap, they're eating hamburgers, pizza, French fries, just
processed, high sodium.
So they're probably deficient in some vitamins for sure, because they're not getting it from that processed food. You see what I'm saying? Yes, if you ate a reasonably healthy diet, or reasonably, now you don't have to be super healthy, but reasonably healthy. But I feel like there's a lot of Americans that eat just crap every day and think it's food. And so they may actually benefit from a multivitamin as well too. So, there's those things, and then the other thing I would definitely say is, guys, like, control your diabetes. Like I said about, the exercise helping with diabetes and high blood pressure. But if you have diabetes and high blood pressure, and even if you don't have kidney disease with those, you need to control your diabetes and high blood pressure, because that's where it causes causes end organ damage. Right, so end organ damage can be caused by diabetes and high blood pressure in the kidneys. So we want you to make sure that you control your diabetes and high blood pressure if you're diagnosed with those diseases.
Yep. Now we're coming up towards the top of the hour. Any more tips you have for us to help protect our kidneys and
what else is there? What else?
So we got the best chance for healthier kidneys in 2021 and going forward.
So what else is there? I'm trying to think. You might be curious. What diet does your dietitian recommend for a lot of kidney people? What does she recommend?
So,
low protein, vegetarian, or what? I haven't watched some of your videos. Go ahead.
Very plant-based. So I've worked with a lot of dietitians, some here online only.
Yeah.
And plus I have multiple ones that I work with. It is lower carb. It's not ultra low carb, but it's watch the sugar. Watch my carb. Fiber is great. Fiber is my friend. So it's a higher fiber, lower carb diet, more plant-based, though I am not 100% plant-based. If I had to compare my diet to one of the popular ones, I would say it's closer to a Mediterranean style diet. It's more, the food is closer to what it looks like when it grows, when it comes out of the ground or something like that. And I'll have a little bit of chicken. And you guys, someone's going to say like, James, I know you love your ribeyes. You're always craving one of those. I did make me a very small ribeye earlier today.
So you know what? Like I'm on board with her. Like, I mean, I'm just like, I think I've recommended that before in the show as well too. Plant-based diet. And we can say that again too. Plant-based diet is beneficial. Now, there are some issues. Some people say higher protein diets can be deleterious to the kidneys, right? They can hurt the kidneys.
Yep.
But the protein from a animal source can, but a protein from a plant source does not. It's just different. Right. It's not
we consume. We can eat the plant-based protein so much easier. With the animal-based, we got the hyperfiltration of our kidneys, which could increase inflammation, and our body's pH balance gets out of whack, which is not good for us. Though
it's called the meat. It's called the meat and sweet diet.
Some ribeye, so I made one, and I came in here to work and I forgot about it. So it shut itself off after 20 minutes cooking in the oven, and it sat there for another hour and a half.
Oh, dry.
It was awful. Yes.
That's when you got to put some ketchup on it.
Sugar? I don't use ketchup. Too much sugar.
Oh my
for the amount of ketchup that you get a lot of sugar.
And again, I would definitely recommend the plant-based diet, more of a plant-based diet. Not, I wouldn't say you don't have to go vegan or vegetarian fully because a lot of people, most of us can't maintain that. But incorporating more vegetables in your diet for sure. What I was saying earlier was, the American diet is really a meat and sweet diet. So we eat a lot of meat and we eat a lot of sweet, guys. And those combinations kind of hurt us. So as my last recommendation, I would definitely recommend more of a plant-based diet to improve your kidney health, again, and your overall health. So
yeah, and I'm not vegan. I like to say I'm almost vegan.
I'm
not.
I've been vegan since this morning, right? I've been vegan since lunch.
Since after lunch. I'll still eat eggs. I love scrambled eggs. It's a great breakfast, especially, I'm not traveling now, but when I travel, scrambled eggs is my go-to breakfast because they're available everywhere. I will make a little bit of chicken from time to time. I avoid ham just because of all the sodium. I would love turkey. It's just hard to find and it's not reasonably priced. And occasionally, very rare, I will have some red meat. That one I've made a huge switch away from just because I can kind of tell if I love steaks. Oh, I love steaks. But if I eat a real steak, I mean, we're talking like 20 ounces cooking on the grill.
20 ounces? God, what are you? Oh my God. Are you lying, sir? Are you bear?
Steak.
Oh my God.
Well, it gets smaller when you cook it, but holy cow, a real steak, something that costs like $30. You're cooking this piece of meat. I don't feel good the next day. And it's not, I know it's a lot of meat to eat, but I can just tell for a couple days, It's just got me kind of feeling like,
I honestly
like
can't handle carbs the way I used to when I was younger. Like when I have a lot of sugar, like excessive amounts of sugar, I feel like crap even the next day. And so it's like, but then when I'm eating that cake, I'm like, this is good. But even then afterwards, it doesn't feel as good as it used to when I was like 20. Like now it's like, ew, like I feel it's too much. So.
Yeah, and Misa, I believe that's how you pronounce your name. He or she asked, what about fish? Fish is a good option as an occasional source of protein. I personally, I'm not a fish person. The only fish I like, there's two kinds. There's Long John Silvers, which is just really batter and fat. That's not good for you. And tuna fish in a tuna salad with lots of mayo. And again, that's not good for you. Yeah. Those are the only kind that I used to eat.
Yeah. So, I mean, fish, I think fish is a really good healthy option for a lot of people. So, but yeah, salmon's good because it's got omega-3s in it, right? So that's a good source as well too. But try to incorporate at least once, twice. I think they recommend 2 to 3 times a week eating like salmon or some fish or something like that. So please try to incorporate that as well too. And if you have to eat meat, that's a very good source of meat. Honestly, it's a very good source of meat. So.
Yeah, very good. All right, dude, we are at the top of the hour. Look at that.
Awesome.
Time just flies.
Awesome.
I want to thank you, Dr. Butt, for being here, sharing this great information, answering so many of the questions from everyone. Everyone else out there, thank you for being here. Now, I will be back tomorrow night with Steve Belcher, who just published a new book, Surviving Outpatient Hemodialysis. And I think I left a word out because I think he's got a few more words in his title. But we'll be talking about his book and dialysis tomorrow evening, and then I'm back next week. The schedule is on dadvicetv.com. We got some new guests coming up this month. We got us a I'm gonna butcher her title. She's a social worker. I'll shorten it to that, but there's like four words in her title, like a social worker / therapist to talk to us. We got more recipes coming up with a cooking demo later this month, all sorts of great stuff. So make sure, share these videos. If you haven't subscribed to Your Kidneys, Your Health, hopping over to Dr. Butt's Facebook page and his YouTube channel. Subscribe, watch his videos, share them. Let's get the words out. Hey, how many subscribers do you have? Did we break 1,000?
I think like 950, 952 or something. I'm right at 1,000. So if y'all
we got to get over that 1,000.
Yeah, I want to get over the 1,000 just to say it, so.
Yeah. And when you hit 1,000, go ahead and apply for your silver play button because YouTube is so far behind.
Oh, is that right? You haven't gotten yours yet?
Oh, no, they won't. They'll review my channel, they believe, in March or April. So that'll be 5 months after breaking 100,000.
Oh my God! You'd think the tech company would just like have it shipped out automatically, like Amazon delivery, right? Like 2 days at your house, right?
Exactly. So. All right, everybody. Thank you, and we'll see you the next time. Oh yeah, and the next time Dr. Butt's here, we're going to have a vascular surgeon on with us talking about a device that is used with fistulas in your veins, and you're going to bring your things to show us.
Yeah, so I actually that surgeon actually sent me his device. That's a compression device on your arm. But you got to remind me via email or something. I will bring it. I'll bring the catheters, guys. The catheters that go on your neck. I'll actually show you what they look like and on the inside, so you guys can see them. Okay.
That's gonna be scary. All right, everybody. We'll see you the next time.
They won't have any blood on them. Go ahead.
Awesome. Bye, everyone.
Here.